I'm Andrew Jenkinson, the Caravan Expert, and welcome to my Caravan channel. Wow, I'm here in the Yorkshire Dales, just on a bit of a day out, and I can't believe you don't see many old tourers now in fields like you used to do 20-30 years ago. So as soon as I spotted this, I had to come and have a close inspection. I knew straight away it was an Astral, I knew it was a Ranger, I knew it was a 1968, the 16. And what's more, I managed to get down here and have a look at it. Now it's been used, I think, for a shepherd, for looking after the sheep when it's lambing time, and they've used a bit of a brew hut. Now I thought it might have been pretty devastating inside, but it's not too bad. But just come with me and have a look round, and I'll just show you the finer points of this company, Astral Caravans, which was owned by the Spooner family, who also did building work and had a big timber importing business. Astral Caravans in Hull were at one time in the late 60s one of the biggest manufacturers of caravans in that area, and probably second or third in the UK. Let's go and have a quick look. Astral of England. Now this rather faded badge, of course, is just about gone after over 52 years. But this Ranger 16 would have been a big caravan in those days to be towing around. It's had a GB plate on, so it's obviously been abroad, and just think how many families have had enjoyment out of this. But Astral, going back to the company, started in about 1958-59, and by the mid to late 60s had come up with this profile. So it was very distinctive, and many of these were exported. And for those keen viewers will notice something, is that the door is actually on what we'd call in the UK the wrong side. And the main reason, as I just said before, was because many Astrals are exported. Now you say, well, okay, what's happened? How come this has never gone abroad? Well, what Astral used to do, along with many other caravan manufacturers at the time, mainly from the Hull area, because the demand of caravans was so, well, it was just phenomenal for exports. Many used to go out to Belgium and Holland, Germany. They used to build batches with the doors on the export side, and they could sell them in the UK because the UK market would accept them with the door on the wrong side. So they would just produce batches and batches of Taurus with their doors on this side, and it didn't make any difference to the buyer. And also they were built on not a galvanised chassis, of course. It was a steel chassis which you had to keep painted up, because if you didn't, it literally started to rust. I mean, this is built on a B&B trailer chassis, which eventually the company was taken over by Alco in the early 80s. So your Alco chassis on the modern caravan, really, its ancestor was B&B trailers, which were at Leamington Spa. Bird and Billington were the two guys that started that off. But this has got the original, looks like the original hubcaps on. Those tyres are looking a bit shot. I wouldn't like to try and tow this. It probably, if you're going to do anything to restore this, you'd have to take it in a low loader. But I found the actual supplier here, which was Finley Caravan Centre at Doncaster. That's a company that's obviously been out long gone years ago. So have a quick look inside. I've done a few video snaps in there, but I'll just try and point a few things out inside in one moment. Just follow me around the front, the back here, and I've got to be careful because it's very precarious. Round the back, the lights have long since gone. It's had a few number plates on there over the years. The triangles would have been added after 1970 because that's when triangles became a legal requirement on caravans, and this was pre-triangle days in 1968. But this would have been a beige centre here. We've got the Astral Ranger 16. Astral Hull, that badge is still there. You'll see that on the video snippet as you go around, and say it's had a GB sticker on there at some stage. Now these caravans were then pre-painted aluminium, so Astral didn't spray them themselves at the factory as many manufacturers did. They were probably one of the first people to go over to pre-painted aluminium, so that means the aluminium came in from the manufacturer pre-sprayed, and it cut down the factors that you didn't have to spray the caravan after you'd built it at the factory. So these would have been, I think, pretty much pre-painted aluminium. But coming on this other side, okay, I've got to be careful because all bits of stones here and everything. And as I say, you'll notice obviously the door is on the opposite side. So you had a double dinette layout. Here was your washroom, and then your wardrobe was here, and your cooker and sink unit was on that other side. A standard double dinette layout of one that was very, very popular. Now this was 16 foot, as I said before, and it says the range of 16. So this would have slept up to 4 to 5 people. The thing would have been, as I say, towing this around back in the late 60s would have been a big caravan to tow. Now we look at this size of caravan, it's nothing. But let's have a quick look inside, because, you know, I don't know if, well, I don't think I'm trespassing, but it's open road, but, you know, it takes some explaining. I've come to look at your caravan, Mr. Farmer. So let's go around this other side quick. Well, the stable door I could open up, but they've actually put some sort of a big screw thing in here so you can't actually open the door up, and I'm not going to start forcing it. The upholstery is original. The woodwork was then classed as photo veneer, so it wasn't a proper veneer woodwork as such, but it was finished in like a light oak, and I'm amazed that the edging and everything is still there 52 years later. And in fairness, it's in pretty good order considering it's now been left. As I say, the full oven's in. I mean, that would have been probably standard fitted. I'll have to check that out. But this van would have been a fair old size, as I said before, to be towing about. At the back end here, it would have made as 2 singles or a double bed. There's a chest of drawers, sorry, at the front end, sorry. And this door being on the side has got me confused. And at the back end would have been a double dinette, and this would have made into a double bed by dropping the table down. That leg would have gone down on a spring. Now there would have been gas lights in here, but I can't actually see any, so I'm just wondering if those have been taken out as a fluorescent been putting up this top end. And I would think that that's what's happened. Oh, I found a gas light just at the top here. You can't see on camera, just above this dinette, but it's no glow with it or anything. It's just literally the fitting there. But this is just fantastic that it's a maze to stop in this condition this long. Really, we're in quite an exposed area, and I just wonder how long this van will last. It's rather a shame because this is, again, the British Caravan Industry. This is a history, and we're just letting it go. But I do praise people like the Periodic Classic Caravan Club, the HCC, the Alternative Retro Classic Caravan Club, because those are 3 clubs that do make sure that caravans like this are restored where they can be. And hopefully somebody may just restore it. It has got to quite a bit of a state in some areas, but somebody could take it on as a project. But in the meantime, I'm going to go back and I'm going to be checking out the brochure and the price. So at the end of this video I'll give you some brochure shots and tell you a bit more about the company. Spooners Astral unfortunately went into liquidation around about 1980. The company got very big, and in the big recession of 79-80 lots of caravan manufacturers went into liquidation, and unfortunately Astral were one of them, and they exported, as I say, into Germany. They had a massive market. They had a good market in the UK, but they also had a big market abroad, and they really were one of the big manufacturers, but unfortunately towards the end they did start to lose their way a little bit. But they made holiday homes, they've made park homes, and also they produced a great range of touring caravans. Right, as I say, I'm going to go, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry about my head sticking through here, and please do like it and please do subscribe. There'll be more videos on the way, hopefully new stuff as well as the old, and bye for now.